Welcome everyone to our first program in English. Hope this program will be helpful. My name is Striking Voice, a screaming voice to humanity that in the last 14th century we have faced the most dangerous cult in the human history. It's cult of Muhammadian or Muhammadism. Myself, I'm fortunate in a way that I speak a few languages. One of those is Arabic language. I'll try to reach all the European, American, and Australian boys to be aware of this cult. If we talk about religion first, very quickly, we see that in every religion there is spirituality, which respond to human need. And also there's basic of morality, which in most cases, if human being follow, it will be helpful. But in Islam, those two elements are absent. There is no spirituality and there is no morality. Unfortunately, here and there, we see or we hear that European, American, Australian convert to Islam. And this can be explained by one of two things. First of all, in Islam, it's allowed to lie for the benefit of Islam, for the benefit of Allah, and for benefit of Muhammad. So they lie in every single text that they translate into English or any other language. And when they talk to people on street or anywhere, they lie to you. You have to know that they are the biggest liar. Lie is allowed according to Quran. For Muslims, allowed, it's halal to lie about their religion. Second, the person who's convert to Islam from European background or Australian background, there's no explanation except being ignorant. I'm surprised that people from Middle Eastern background, they love the way of life in Europe, USA, Australia. And they really appreciate the moral value. But every now and then we see a person or a family in USA, Australia, or Europe, they convert to Islam. I don't know whether to laugh about that or to cry. Europe, the center of civilization, people convert to a cult which allows pedophilia, molesting child, necrophilia, enslaving human being, allowed to kill right and left, it doesn't matter, who have been killing for the last 14th century. The problem is that, I think, some people convert to Islam for their own benefit, and some others are ignorant. And major part of them convert to Islam because they are lied to. They lie to people. As I said, I'm lucky in a way that I do speak Arabic and I do understand Quran very well, and I do understand Islamic literature. When I read in Arabic, I see just disaster after disaster. I have been broadcasting program in my own language for the last 6 years. I reach a level, I said I've done enough for my own people. As an Australian, I think it's my duty to talk to people, to inform them how dangerous is this cult. We have to stop somewhere. It's more dangerous to human being than coronavirus. Indeed, in reality, it's more dangerous. It's more dangerous in compare with any disaster faced human being throughout the history. It is really dangerous. We have to understand that. So I'll try to publish or broadcast one program in English once a week. Hopefully, this program will reach English audience. I thought a lot about it. What should be my first program? But I thought I'll talk about Muhammad, the pseudo-prophet, or the prophet, or a person who made himself to become a prophet to establish Arabic empire, and about how he was sex maniac. Muhammad was sex maniac. I will talk about that subject as part 1, and hopefully once a week I will, after I finish this series of Muhammad and sex mania or sex maniac, then I'll talk about other subjects in Islam, as I've been doing that in Kurdish language for the last 6 years. According to Quran and Islamic most trusted source, Muhammad was sex maniac. That's not me who's telling you that, but according to their own source. In Quran, it's well established that Muhammad was sex maniac. In Islamic literature, it doesn't matter, hadith or historical book, Muhammad is sex maniac. Muhammad's sex behavior is well documented in Quran, hadith, Islamic historical books, and also in books of biography of Muhammad. Muhammad was not only sex maniac, and he wasn't only addicted to sex, but he was pedophilic, sadist, fetish, and had bisexual behavior, which I don't have the problem with the last one. Today, I'll mention those verses in the Quran, which according to Muslim, it was revealed to Muhammad from God. Islamic God, its name is Allahu Akbar, means Allah is the greatest. This is by itself is a big problem, because if Muslims believe in one God, then there should be God, not Allah is the greatest. That means there's other God which is smallest, small, medium, large, largest, biggest, etc. But we are not talking about this subject today. Our subject is about Muhammad and sex. So I'll mention those verses of Quran that confirm that Muhammad indeed was sex addict. For example, they tell you that Muhammad had 9 wives. This is the biggest lie. Muhammad had more than 40, and according to some Islamic source, he had 65 wives, sex slave, and right-hand possess. So altogether, Muhammad had minimum 40 to 65 females. Some of them were sex slave, some of them were wife, some of them were he obtained through war. For example, if we mention some of his ladies under control of Muhammad, the first one is Khadija bin Khuwailid, Sauda bin Zam'a, Aisha bin Abi Bakr, Hafsa bin Umar, Zainab bin Khuzaymah, Salama, her name was Hind bin Abi Umayyah, Zainab bin Jahsh, we'll talk about that later, Juwayriyah bint al-Harith, Rayhana bin Zayd bin Umar, Habiba bint Abi Sufyan, Safiya bint Huyay, she was a Jewish. Muhammad killed her husband on the same night he assaulted her sexually. Maymuna bint Harith, Fatima bint al-Duhak, Umra bint Yazid bin al-Jun, Al-Aliya bin Zabyan, Asma bint Nu'man, Umayma bint Sharahil, Qutayla bin Qais, Umra bint Ma'awiyya al-Kindiya, Asma bint As-Salt, Malika bin Ka'b al-Laythi, Al-Ghafariya, they don't know because he had a lot of wives and sex slave. The Islamic historian, they don't know name of one ladies, but they say she was belonged to Ghafari tribe. Khawla bint Hudayl, Sharaf bint Khalifa al-Kalbi, Khawla bint Hakim, that was Muhammad's auntie, but she gave up herself to Muhammad to have sex with her. Muhammad had sex with her auntie. Layla bint al-Khutaym, Layla bint Hakim al-Ansariya, Sharik Ghaziya, Maria Qibtiyya, etc. So he had a lot of wife and sex slaves, indeed Muhammad. Okay. So according to Quran, Muslim man is allowed to have maximum 4 wives. These mentioned in chapter 4, verse 3, which in Arabic is called Surat al-Nisa. So according to that, I'll wait for the text, okay? Yeah. Chapter 4, verse 3. Okay, which one? Okay, thank you. I'll try to read in Arabic language and then I'll translate to you, because as I said, some of those translation is a big lie. They try to make beautiful. They try to make the verses beautiful. وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تُقْسِطُوا فِي الْيَتَامَى فَانكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُمْ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَى وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَاعَ فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ ذَلِكَ أَدْنَى أَلَّا تَعُلُّوا. Means, and if you fear that you will not deal justly with orphan girls, then marry those that you please, and then marry those that please you of other women, 2 or 3 or 4. And also, according to this verse, say if you can't be just with them, marry one lady, or you can have as many as sex slave as you want. Milk al-Yamin in Arabic language means sex slave. That means you obtain them during war, when you attack a village or a tribe, when you defeat them. So all the kids and women is your slave. This verse gives permission to Muslim man to marry young girl. That's the first issue I want to talk about today, because it says وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تُقْسِطُوا فِي الْيَتَامَى means if you fear that you will not deal justly with orphan girl, means for Muslim man is allowed to marry orphan girl. According to Islam, orphan girl, that means younger than 9 years old, because after the age of 9, it's not called orphan anymore. How? Because we have Muhammad explained. For example, in a hadith means what Muhammad says, which is outside Quran. In Sahih hadith, means a verifiable hadith, Muhammad say, لا يتم بعد احتلام, means there's no orphanhood after wet dreams. Means if any girl or boy at any age, if they had sex dreams or wet dreams, it's not considered orphan anymore. So according to this verse, if you go back there, say, and if you fear that you will not deal justly with orphan girl, then don't marry them, marry other ladies. That means marriage to orphan girl who's younger than 9 or 10 years old is allowed according to chapter 4, verse 3 in Quran. Most people who talk about Islam, because they are not from Arabic background, they don't understand this verse. They don't understand this verse, and that's in front of you. Hey, if you look at it, the translation is wrong. The translation is wrong. لا يتم بعد احتلام. They translated, no one is considered an orphan after he has attained the age of maturity. That's a big lie. Ihtilam in Arabic language means wet dream. Means when someone reaches the age of puberty, they will have sex dream. That this is not means maturity. So, but according to this verse, anyway, if someone reach maturity, it's not called orphan. So, but this verse made it halal to Muslim man to marry to a orphan girl. That means before they reach maturity or puberty. This verse is there. So, according to this verse, Muslim man is allowed to marry. And the source for this hadith, I have to mention, Sunan Ibn Dawud, a book of wills, chapter, what has been related about when one sees being an orphan. As we know, as I said, wet dream, sexual dream occurs when a girl or boy reach the age of puberty. And indeed, the translation gives same meaning. Okay, so according to this verse, Muslim man is allowed to marry a girl who's still orphan, means before reach puberty, before reach the age of maturity. This verse, it's in Quran, it's allowed. Not only Muhammad have done, married to Aisha when she was 6 years old and had sex with her when she was 9 years old. No, this is in Quran. And also repeated same or similar sort of text in Surah Talaq, means chapter of divorce. It's allowed there that man is allowed to marry a girl before puberty. Second thing in this verse, which I read, verse 3 of chapter 4 of Quran, it's a maximum 4 wives is allowed for Muslim man. Means Muslim man is allowed to have 4 wives, not more than that. But for Muhammad, as we said, he had minimum, well, if you consider wife, he had minimum 13 wives through marriage, 13 wives. And the rest of them, which you mentioned from 40 to 65, all of them were sex slave. And some of those ladies, basically, among those, Muhammad had 3 types of females to have sex with. One of them through marriage, they were 13. Second, sex slave, enslaved them, and he had sex with them. Third one is some woman gave up themselves to Muhammad to have sex with them. One of sex and then go back to your husband or go back to your family. So Muhammad had minimum 13 wives and a large number of sex slaves. And also part of them were Muslim women, regardless whether she has husband or not, who gave up themselves to Muhammad to have sex with them. For example, if you go to chapter 33 of Quran, verse 50, chapter 33, verse 50. This verse is specific for Muhammad. It says in Arabic language, I'll try to read out in Arabic language. يا أيها النبي إنا أحللنا لك أزواجك اللاتي آتيت أجورهن وما ملكت يمينك مما أفاء الله عليك وبنات عمك وبنات عماتك وبنات خالك وبنات خالاتك التي هاجرن معك وامرأة مؤمنة إن وهبت نفسها للنبي إن أراد النبي أن يستنكحها خالصة لك من دون المؤمنين قد علمنا ما فرضنا عليهم في أزواجهم وما ملكت أيمانهم لكي لا يكون عليك حرج وكان الله غفورا رحيما. These verses tell us, O Prophet, means O Muhammad, indeed, we made lawful to you 4 things. It's lawful for Muhammad, but not for other Muslim man. First, your wives to whom you have given their due compensation. Means till these verse was revealed, the wives of Muhammad at that time, he had 13 wives, they were not lawful. Muhammad was sleeping with them based on adultery because it wasn't lawful. This verse revealed 5 years before death of Muhammad during Battle of Khandaq. Okay, during Battle of Khandaq. So that means for Muhammad claimed prophecy 13 years in Mecca and 5 years then in Medina. That's for 18 years Muhammad who had wife after wife, and they were Muhammad. It wasn't based on law of God or law of Moses or law of Jesus. He was just having sex based on pagan behavior and custom. So here, according to this verse, for the first time, the God of Muhammad make the wife of Muhammad lawful to him. They were not lawful before that. Second, then came, say, and those your right hand possesses, means sex slave. Right hand possesses means those females you obtain through battle. When you attack a tribe or a village, after defeat unbelievers, kill whoever you kill, then you make their wife and children enslaved. So you are allowed to sleep with their or have sex straight away with their wife, their daughters, their girls, etc. So it's those your right hand possess, and that's halal, lawful for Muslims and for Muhammad at the same time. That's 2. And the verse then say, from what right hand possess, from what Allah has returned to you of captive. According to this verse, enslaving people is order of Allah, is order of Allahu Akbar, is order of Muslim God, is order of Muhammad God, as it's very clear from the verse. يا أيها النبي إنا أحللنا لك أزواجك اللاتي آتيت أجورهن وما ملكت يمينك مما أفاء الله عليك وَمَا مَلَكَتْ يَمِينُكَ مِمَا أَفَاءَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكَ means those enslaved girls or females from what Allah has given it to you from captive. This is disaster. If you go to the base of the Quran and the Islamic literature, you will see cult. It's a cult. It's not religion. Third type of ladies, which is halal for Muhammad, but not for other Muslim man. So it's saying the daughters of your paternal uncle and the daughters of your paternal aunties and the daughters of your maternal uncle and the daughters of your maternal aunties who immigrated with you. All those are halal for Muhammad. Fourth, which is disaster, according to this verse, a believing woman, if she gives herself to the Prophet and if he wishes to have sex with them. In the English translation, they are lying. If you look at the English translation, it says if the Prophet, for example, wishes to marry her. In Arabic language, istinkah, according to this verse, is sex. Why? Let me tell you. And say at the end, let's finish the verse. It say, that's only for you, Muhammad, and not for other believers. We certainly know what we have made obligatory upon them concerning their wives and their sex slave. Why here the verse say istinkah means sex? It doesn't mean marriage. Because the verse say a believing woman. That means any believing woman, any Muslim woman, regardless whether they are, she is married or not. It doesn't say an unmarried believing woman. It say a believing woman. Means every single believing woman, regardless whether she is married or not, if she gave up herself to a prophet, so the Prophet wishes to have sex with her, it should be okay. Because if it was unmarried believing woman, then should have been lawful for every single man, not for Muhammad. But it is a believing woman, means whether married or not, and will come to Al-Qurtubi. He's one of the exegetes who talk about this verse and exactly say what I told you already. And then, for example, if you come to this verse, that part which say, what Allah has returned to you of captive, means, وَمَا مَلَكَتْ يَمِينُكَ مِمَا أَفَاءَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكَ. What that mean? That means another verse which is mentioned in chapter 8, verse 41 will tell us what that means. According to Islam and according to Quran, in any war, 20% of war booty will be for Muhammad. For example, if they attack a village, okay, they capture 100 ladies and children. Among these 100, 1/5, 20% will be 20. 20 of those children and women will be for Muhammad. The 80%, which is 80, it's equally distributed among Muslim fighters who was involved in this raid or in this attack. The verse say, which is Surah Al-Anfal, ayat 41, Surah Al-Anfal, which is chapter 8, verse 41. Because just I want to explain what that means, Mimma afa Allahu alayk, what Allah have given to you. Okay. Say, وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّمَا غَنِمْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَإِنَّ لِلَّهِ خُمُسَهُ وَلِلرَّسُولِ. Oh Muslims, oh Muslim fighters, know very well, whatever you obtained from war as a booty, then indeed 1/5 is for Allah and prophet. And of course, Allah cannot have anything because Allah is Muhammad and Muhammad is Allah. That means 20% is for Muhammad. So that's what talks about. For example, let me tell you one example. That's why when Muhammad beheaded 600 to 900 men and teenager males from Banu Qurayza, who was one of the biggest Jewish tribe in Medina during Muhammad. Muhammad killed all the men, beheaded them, all the men, and any young boy who had pubic hair, because he was inspecting Muhammad by himself, inspecting the pubic hair to see if anyone had hair in his pubis, he was saying behead them. He beheaded in one day 600 to 900 men and young boy. So after that, he made all their wives, daughters, children, elderly slave. Muhammad enslaved everyone after killing the man and also young boys. So out of these, which I assume if Muhammad killed 600 to 900 male, not for war, no, it wasn't war, no, just Muhammad wanted to kill them, to get rid of them from Arabia. So maybe there were 1,500 women and children. So among that, 20% was for Muhammad, which means at least about 300 women and children was for Muhammad. It's 20%. And he distributed the rest of them among Muslims. One of them among those who Muhammad obtained from Banu Qurayza, a young lady, she was married after Muhammad beheaded her husband, was Rayhana bint Zayd. She was Jewish girl or Jewish woman. Muhammad enslaved her. And on the same night, Muhammad had sex with her. Okay. And Muhammad sold, of course, Muhammad, he doesn't require 300, women and children. So what he did, he sold the rest of them like he was slave trade. Muhammad was slave trade. For example, Imam Shafi'i, who was founder of Shafi'i Madhab, Sunnah, Islam is Sunnah and Shia. Sunnah have 4 madhab. One madhab is Imam Shafi'i. He's great Imam. So in his book, mentioned in his book, which called Kitab al-Umm, which means Book of Mother, chapter 7, page 386. I'll read in Arabic and then I'll translate into English. He says, سبى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نساء بني قريظة وذراريهم فباعهم من المشركين أبو شحم اليهودي أهل بيت عجوز وولدها من النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. وبعث رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما بقى من السبايا أثلاثا، ثلثا إلى تهامة وثلثا إلى نجد وثلثا إلى طريق الشام، فبيعوا بالخيل والسلاح والإبل والمال وفيهم الصغير والكبير. Let me translate this one. It's talking about what Muhammad did to women and children of Banu Qurayza after he killed all their men and young boys. We translate. It says the Prophet enslaved. Then the Prophet enslaved women and children from a tribe of Qurayza. He sold some of them to Abu Shahm al-Yahudi, means a Jewish man, his name Abu Shahm. He paid to Muhammad and he bought some of them to make them free. And whatever left, then the Prophet divided them into 3 groups. Whatever left, Muhammad divided them into 3 groups. Send one group to Tahama, which is in Arabia. Send second group to Najd, which is another area. Okay. Then send one group toward the direction of Sham, which means Syria, Palestine, Jordan. Then say, they were sold in exchange for horses, weapons, camels, and money. Muhammad was a slave trader. And there were young children and elderly among them. Those who Muhammad sold them, they were elderly among them, and they were young children, according to Imam Shafi'i, Kitab al Book of Mother. Okay. Well, if you go back to the chapter 33, verse 50, then it says, وَامْرَأَةً مُؤْمِنَةً إِنْ وَهَبَتْ نَفْسَهَا لِلنَّبِيِّ إِنْ أَرَادَ النَّبِيُّ أَنْ يَسْتَنْكِحَهَا خَالِصَةً لَكَ مِنْ دُونِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Means, if a believing woman given herself to the Prophet, and if Muhammad wishes to have sex with her, that's only for you, Muhammad. This verse, as I mentioned before, it doesn't say if an unmarried believing woman. It says a believing woman. Means regardless whether she is married or not. If Muhammad wants to have sex with a believing woman, if she is married, it's allowed for Muhammad. For example, in book of exegesis by Imam al-Qurtubi, the book is called Al-Jami' li Ahkam al-Quran. About this part of the verse 50, chapter 33, it says, Imam Qurtubi says, 16 things were only halal, lawful for Prophet, but it wasn't lawful for other Muslim. Among those, it's 16 things which was only lawful for Muhammad, but it wasn't lawful for other Muslim. One of those things he mentioned, Imam al-Qurtubi, إذا وقع بصره على امرأة وجب على زوجها طلاقها وحل له نكاحها. Says, I'll translate, say, if a prophet has put his eyes on a lady, her husband must divorce her, then she became halal for Prophet to have sex with her. Means if Muhammad saw a lady and the lady is beautiful, even if she is married, the husband of that lady must divorce that lady. Then Muhammad have sex with this lady, and if it depends, if Muhammad like it, then we'll keep the lady. If he didn't like it, then give back to the husband, and the husband can remarry to the lady. And for example, Muhammad have done that before. For example, according to chapter 33, verse 37. Surah Al-Ahzab, ayah 37. Chapter 33, verse 37. Okay, I'll read this verse in Arabic and then I'll translate into English. وَإِذْ تَقُولُ لِلَّذِي أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَأَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِ أَمْسِكْ عَلَيْكَ زَوْجَكَ وَاتَّقِ اللَّهَ وتخفي في نفسك ما الله مبديه وتخشى الناس والله أحق أن تخشاه فلما قضى زيد منها وطرا زوجناكها لكي لا يكون على المؤمنين حرج في أزواج أدعيائهم إذا قضوا منهن وطرا وكان أمر الله مفعولا. What's that mean? Let me translate this into English. And it's in front of you. Actually, I don't have much problem with this translation, but Muhammad, remember, when you said to the one whom Allah bestowed favor and you bestowed favor. That means there's a person, a male, Allah has bestowed upon that man, and also Muhammad bestowed a favor upon that man. That man came to Muhammad and Muhammad told that man, keep your wife and favor Allah. That means this man wanted to divorce his wife, but Muhammad told that man, keep your wife, don't divorce her, and fear Allah. And these verses say at the same time, which is supposed to be a revelation from Allahu Akbar, say, Muhammad, when you said to that man, keep your wife and fear Allah, at the same time, you consult within yourself, means at the same time, you hide something inside you, okay? That which Allah reveals or discloses means, Muhammad, when you told that man, don't divorce your wife, you were hiding something inside yourself, but Allah will reveal what you were hiding to people. And why Muhammad hid it? Because, as the verse says, and you feared the people, means, ay Muhammad, you hide it and you didn't want to talk because you feared people. If you do that thing or such a thing, people start to talk about you. While Allah has more right that you fear him. Means this verse tells us Muhammad didn't fear his God, which is Allah, feared people. That means Muhammad, in reality, he wanted this man to divorce his wife, but he didn't tell him. That means Muhammad, he lied to this man. When this man came to Muhammad, say, I will divorce my wife, Muhammad, in reality, inside himself, in his mind, loved that this man divorce his wife, but he didn't want to tell him to do that, because if he would have told him, then people start to talk about Muhammad. They say he asked a man to divorce his wife, and we know why, as the verse will complete later on. That's right. So now it will tell us what's the subject. So, say, when Zayd had no longer needed her for sex, we married her to you. Okay, we know that this man is Zayd. So when Zayd doesn't need his wife anymore for sex, oh Muhammad will give you Zayd's wife, will give Zayd's wife to you, will make her your wife. Okay, let's redo this verse. Means Zayd came to Muhammad, told Muhammad, oh Muhammad, I will divorce my wife. And Zayd's wife was Zainab. Muhammad, he wanted Zainab for himself, but at the same time he was embarrassed, or he was scared from people to order him to divorce his wife. Because people start to talk, they said, Muhammad ordered a man to divorce his wife to keep his wife for himself. So Allah reveals in this, say, whenever Zayd does not need his wife anymore for sex, we will give Zayd's wife to you, O Muhammad. The verse is, Zayd indeed, he was adopted son of Muhammad. And people used to call him Zayd bin Muhammad, means Zayd son of Muhammad. That's why Muhammad, he was embarrassed. At the same time, Muhammad, he loved Zayd's wife, means he loved his daughter-in-law. At the same time, he was embarrassed to tell Zayd to divorce Zainab. I hope this is very clear. For example, according to this verse, so people not going to say that's what your explanation. No, I'll come to Imam al-Qurtubi. Imam al-Qurtubi say, زوج النبي صلعا زينب بنت جحش من زيد فمكث عنده حينا. ثم إنه عليه السلام أتى زيدا يوما يطلبه فأبصر زينب قائمة كانت بيضاء جميلة جسيمة من أتم النساء فهواها وقال سبحان الله مقلب القلوب. فسمعت زينب بتسبيحة فذكرتها لزيد ففطن فقال يا رسول الله ائذن لي في طلاقها. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أمسك عليك زوجك واتق الله. وقال ابن عباس وتخفي في نفسك معناها الحب لها وتخشى الناس أي تستحيهم وتخاف أن يقول الناس أمر رجلا بطلاق امرأته ثم نكحها. Let's translate this verse. What's mean? Say, the Prophet, the story, tell us the story. The Prophet married Zainab to Zayd. Zayd was adopted son of Muhammad. So he went to ask the hand of Zainab for Zayd. Zayd was Muhammad's adopted son. And Zainab at the same time, he was blood related to Muhammad. Zainab and Zayd stayed together as husband and wife for a while. One day, Prophet, means Muhammad, visited Zayd's house. Zayd wasn't home. Muhammad saw Zainab standing inside the house. And she was gorgeous. And her body was full. Means was a bit chubby, was full. And according to some source, she was seminated. When Muhammad saw Zainab, Muhammad said, Subhana ya muqallab al-qulub, means glory to Allah who flips the hearts. Means, according to Islam, the hearts of all human beings is between two fingers of Allahu Akbar, can flip as Allah wish. So Muhammad say, means it's a signal Muhammad give to Zainab. That means I didn't like you sexually before, but now Allah flipped my heart, so I have desire for you. The meaning of this verse is that Zainab heard what Muhammad said. Zainab heard when the Muhammad said, Subhana ya muqallab al-qulub, ya glory to Allah who flips the hearts. When Zayd came home, Zainab told Zayd, means her husband, what Muhammad said. Zayd, he knew what Muhammad means. He went to Muhammad. He said, I will divorce her for you. Muhammad got embarrassed. Say, look, if I say, okay, divorce her, I'll marry her, then people say, oh, look, Muhammad, he broken the custom. He's married to his daughter-in-law. So Muhammad said, don't do that. And that's why in this verse, the God of Islam say, وَتَخْشَى النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ أَحَقُّ أَن تَخْشَى. Means say, oh Muhammad, when you said that, when you said to Zayd, don't divorce her, at the same time you wished that Zayd will divorce her. And why you said that, Muhammad? Because you are scared from people. They are going to talk, to say Muhammad ordered or was happy for his adopted son to divorce his wife, and then Muhammad married to his daughter-in-law. Okay. So Allah revealed this verse. And at the end it say, so they say, Prophet can say that, okay, and then I will divorce her for you. Muhammad wanted him, and the Imam Qurtubi say, Muhammad wanted him to divorce Zainab so he can marry her, but scared that the people will talk and say that Muhammad ordered his adopted son to divorce his wife so he can marry her. So Allah revealed this verse to Prophet, saying, you fear people, while Allah is more right to be feared from. When Zayd not in need to Zainab anymore for sex, we marry her to you. And after that, for example, there's a verse 51 in the same chapter, chapter 33, Quran, verses 51. Another verse revealed, or Muhammad written another verse, because I don't think this crap is from God. And indeed, at the best, Allahu Akbar is Satan. It's not God. To me, if there's God and Satan, the verse say, ترجي من تشاء منهن وتؤوي إليك من تشاء ومن ابتغيت بمن عزلت. Means, oh Muhammad, among all those ladies who gave up themselves to you, all your wives, all enslaved girls, your cousin, whatever, all those, oh Muhammad, you may defer any one of them you wish, as you wish. If you don't like someone to, you don't want to have sex with her, say, look, just wait for me at the moment. I want to have sex with this one, and later on your turn. And take to yourself any you wish. And you can take anyone you like at this stage to have sex, and then defer others, whatever you like. And if you desire any, you have set aside. So the verse is very clear. So that means among all those females, which we read in verse 50, O Muhammad, anyone you wish to have sex with, bring to your room, have sex, and later on, queue for Muhammad. That's what they say. When this verse is revealed, Aisha, who was third wife of Muhammad, she was the only one virgin. Muhammad married her when Muhammad was 54 years old. When he married to Aisha, Aisha was 6 years old, but then Muhammad had sex with her when she was 9 years old. At that time, Aisha told Muhammad, when Muhammad revealed verse 50 and 51, what Aisha said. Aisha said, Wallahi ma ara rabbaka illa yusari'u fi hawak. What that means? Means, by Allah, I see only that your Lord hastens to satisfy your desire. Aisha tells Muhammad, by Lord, by Allah, I see only that your Lord hastens to satisfy your desire. And that's the source is Sahih Muslim, the book of marriage, and etc. So as you see, Muhammad is evil man, he's sex maniac, and in part 2, part 3, part 4, 5, 6, we come talk once a week, talk about the rest of issue with about Muhammad and sex. Hopefully, because I don't want any program to be more than 1 hour. We almost reached 53 minutes. I hope that people will distribute these videos, and I promise I'll broadcast 1 program per week. Hopefully the program was useful for those who, for example, especially not only for English-speaking people, but we have Kurdish people abroad in USA, America, and Australia. They born from Kurdish parents. They don't understand Kurdish very well. So I hope they will listen to those programs and they understand Islam better. Do you have any comment, Kaksuran?
No, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Okay. Shall we finish the program?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next program next week. Take care.
Maddness.